So one of my solutions to wean off of YouTube and sort of YouTube actually.
Wow! Wow!
Once every fortnight I'm going to spend like 20 minutes of just watching a ton of YouTube videos with the main focus of coming up with ideas I can focus on my company, starting.com. So I'm actually just going to document my journey on me coming up with amazing ideas from watching content. I'm just going to open up interesting videos I like. You can sort of see the types of videos I watch.
I'm Simon McFadden. I'm the managing partner of Building Reserve, which is a vehicle for managing private gold reserves of institutions and high-net-worth investors outside countries. People think that's something strange. I've managed private gold reserves, but we are unquestionable that only comes every 3 or 4 generations with great changes in the economy of the world and potentially in the open world. And so this type of environment is precisely the environment, highly elevated systemic risks, where reserves, which are independent stores of value, become especially relevant for portfolios and for investors. And so having perceived the potential need for this a number of years ago in the crisis, this is something I decided.
Nice.
One day it would be a relevant strategy. So I started early. Every ounce of gold exists above ground is owned by someone. The bigger price is about $10 trillion. It's not that much. In this gold, 50% of it is insured, roughly. About 20% is held by central banks. About 10% is used in industry, and another 20% is owned by investors. Even if tomorrow somebody found an asset deposit to actually developing deposits to the point where bullion is refined and available in the market, it would take 10 years. So here's an asset with also a predictable supply. We know exactly how much of it exists. It has a unique molecular structure that cannot be replicated, and plus it has a very strong proven record of offering portfolio diversification, particularly during periods of systemic disruptions, bank failures, payment system failures, catastrophic cyber failures, and things like that. So it's an asset that is inherently independent from the financial system, from the cyber networks, from the counterparties. In the past 30 or 40 years, most of the wealth has migrated to financial instruments that rely on leverage, rely on counterparties. The world has become more interconnected than it ever has been. And of course, everybody thinks that they're not exposed because they are insured with each other. So it's like a daisy chain of obligation, where no single party thinks they have a lot of exposure because they have laid that exposure to other parties. That is true only so long as everybody can meet their obligations. What we saw in 2008 is a failure by one party, Lehman in that case, to meet their obligation. And when the time came for them to actually pay, Lehman just failed. Now, as I see the government at the highest level of debt ever, the interest on which I'm saying is some sort of news. It's just everybody thinks, yeah, but this has been going on for so long. But somebody thinks that their savings, pension, that are not worth what they think they're worth. Because they're backed by the debt that cannot be repaid in real terms. And that's why central banks hold gold reserves, and that's why they're now increasing their gold reserves, because they see what's coming.
Making this video for the surprise pool of $1 million to anyone who captures something on the list. The payout is at least $10,000. A genius marketing tactic, one would say. The first year they did it, they took a big risk in spending a decent amount of money to go all the way to the top of a decent paycheck to cap off the year. You may have seen the previous video I made about that. It was just not most important to the really want to could get one piece. Probably be people submitting clips wouldn't be our best shot. These clips made it in the end, which I was kind of surprised by, but regardless, it was an incredible day of diving. Next up I hit up my buddy Travis at 300 ducks for. This is Steve, so put the max lens with a level for Travis.
I like the idea, I like the feel, but I didn't like the look so much. Like with pieces of garden hoses all included in a shoe, you're not going to make a business.
If anyone could see the potential in a running shoe with garden hose attached to the soles, it's Olivier Bernard. The 6-time Ironman and 2-time world champion triathlete spent decades training at the highest levels of competition. But after leaving the sport, a friend of a friend reached out with a bizarre contraption. When it comes to running shoes, the usual suspects like to invest in On. The running world took notice. Sales were up 77% over 2020, and On is expected to generate over $763 million in sales by the end of this year. The three numbers to look out for in this story are 1,000, the amount Olivier took home after winning his first professional race, 150,000, his annual salary at the height of his earnings, and $746 million, the amount On raised, and his IP athlete landed Roger Federer on the way to creating one of the fastest growing shoe companies on the Swiss countryside.
The kind of business where that really started.
In the early 80s, most adept bikers were the strongest swimmers. He was, on the other hand, exceptional at enduring the physical cold.
I had to collect some prize money and raise a hill in Europe in order to
And in Tucson, Arizona.
and I won $1,500 and the box of power.
Once a month, an aspiring athlete who were 3 times.
Just take step by step, and
By the time he turned virtual race, how do you make that transition? How do you make that?
you think along, not only another running shoe, but another running field. How could I place another running sensation in a running shoe?
After retiring, Olivier founded a coaching company and even had 100 athletes in his camp.
Needed to happen that friends of mine, they now it's something what running is all about.
Olivier says the difference was the way the rubber hose not only padded vertical movement, but assisted horizontally as well. Not to help Olivier turn his... So how did you bring a team together? What was that?
No numbers, but there are guys out there. My agent.
It wouldn't say how much, but each person invested the same amount in the startup. But now, they had real...
I mean, we can't lose much time. We won't lose. I mean, every half year,
His first production order was for 10,000 sneakers. The company generated about $100,000 in revenue that first year. But the race was cheap, and not unit, but this one. So they came up with another prototype. This one called the Cloud Racer. On a whim, they...
That was a big call. team
You guys employ your
it would start soon, which I'm not.
you know, like, you land in 19 countries, which is fine, but like, you still have to sell shoes.
You not only have to convince the end consumer, but even more the retailer. And then, like, all our brands will do, right? And then we were just unhappy, and with results, they didn't buy in things, right? Probably not, or not now, not yet, right? And we said, why don't we go around with it? And then what happened, and we realized that we, after 1 or 2 times we did it, they started asking questions. They said, oh, I actually like the landing, why didn't they think about it? And we all buy in, and they, not at the end, they would not say, give me all the form, and I order 50 or 100 shoes. They often said, oh, I think about it. And we all know what that means, right? Probably not, or not now, not yet, right? And we said, why don't we go around with it? And then what happened, and we realized that we, after 1 or 2 times we did it, they started asking questions. They said, oh, I actually like the landing. Why is that landing so soft? And why is actually then, but why is it so rigid in the forefoot? And how come so propulsive at the very end when you push off? So it was much easier to answer the questions they had about our technology instead of trying to sell them our technology. And that really made them the turnaround. So I just in the forefoot, and how come so propulsive? And then what happened, and we realized that we, after 1 or 2 times we did it, they often said, oh, I think about it. And we all know what that means, right? Probably not, or not now, not yet, right? And we said, why don't we go around with it? And then what happened, and we realized that we, after 1 or 2 times we did it, and we said, why don't we go around with it? And then what happened, and we realized that we asked that means, right? Then we go around with it. And then what asking questions. Then, but why is it so rich? It was much easier to answer the questions they had about our technology instead of trying to sell them our technology. And that really made them the turnaround.
So I really love the idea of like, let's stop talking about what this thing can do, and let me just like show you. It sounds so much better.
It's honest, right? It's the honest way of it's not me trying to sell things, right? Something. It's really you. Tell me if you like it or you don't, and then if you like it, you probably want to know more, right?
On's brand of experiential marketing was effective. In 2013, the team was only 10 members strong. Then, in 2014, On's running shoes were worn by Nicholas Spirit, who took home the silver medal in the triathlete during the Rio Olympics.
And it's mind-blowing. It's not only that you see, even though you see people competing in these shoes is something else, right? But then you see that athletes go for medals at Olympics is something else, truly. That was super emotional.
Then, they noticed an Instagram post by Roger Federer, who was wearing a pair of On sneakers. So, like any good marketer, they sent him a gift package. It didn't take long before they were having dinner together and talking shoes. So, like, how does Roger come into your life? How does that even happen?
The funny thing, and I know they'll talk about it, it might sound a bit arrogant, but it wasn't asked by Roger. He found us. I mean, come on, we'll be there as a young Swiss running shoe company to sponsor Roger. That's not going to happen. We didn't have the funds, so we didn't even think about that, right? So it was him reaching out to us and saying, maybe there's a way he can pop up. And he never, it was never in the room saying, could it be a sponsorship? He knew that we were too small and it's not our fault, but he wanted to become a partner.
And what was your reaction?
To be very honest, we were a little afraid at the beginning, this is too big for our brand, his name is like, I mean, everyone knows Roger, does it now become, Roger owns On, the side of, everything else he's doing, and Roger was always aware, he always wanted to be very careful that this is not the case.
In 2019, Federer invested an undisclosed sum in On, and is currently designing a customized shoe for grass, clay, and hardwoods.
He came in the office, maybe the second time he visited, to the lab, and he said, my aim is to build the best tennis shoe ever.
The pandemic has been good for the shoe company. In March of 2020, sales stopped in their tracks, but by the end of the year, they were triple the sales volume.